In 2005, Liverpool won perhaps one of the most incredible Champions League finals in modern history after being down 3-0 at halftime following an AC Milan masterclass. The Reds dug deep and brought things back to 3-3 by full time, ultimately going on to win the final on penalties. This incredible night is known simply as that night in Istanbul. However, since that historic night 12 years ago, Liverpool's achievements on the European stage have faltered, with the club not looking all that likely of making much of an impact for a number of years. I mean, they even blew a 3-0 lead themselves over Sevilla a few weeks back. But today, Mr. Rebuild takes over this world-famous club and attempts to restore them back to the promised land. Can we deliver another Champions League title to the red side of the Merseyside? Let's find out. G'day guys, how's it going? It is JarradHD here. Welcome back to another rebuild on the channel. Today's one is a highly requested one and probably going to prove to be a pretty exciting one as we take over Liverpool and try to rebuild them. But if you guys are new around here and you enjoyed today's video, make sure you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. We're posting career mode content on the regular. For those of you who have not seen a rebuilding challenge video yet, here are the rules. So the main objective of this is to take a team to the Champions League final. We will be simulating every single game up until the Champions League final, which we will play ourselves. We can make whatever transfers we like. Realistic, unrealistic, it does not matter. There's a big focus on the transfer window, only showing players that we sign. And finally, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. Let's get into the rebuild. So this is what our starting 11 looks like for this first season. Definitely a lot of areas where Liverpool are amazing, notably their front line and just their attacking options. But there's others where maybe they're not going as well. I mean, we might need to bring in a world-class centre-back, but we'll sort all of that out. Let's get into the transfer business. So we're going to make our first signing for this Liverpool rebuild. We're bringing in a brand new centre-back, Kostas Manolas from Roma. The Greek centre-back joins Liverpool for £34.8 million. Welcome to Liverpool, Kostas Manolas. So we're going to get ourselves our second signing here. Some of you guys might be a bit surprised that I've gone ahead and brought in a striker, but I have signed Mauro Icardi from Inter Milan. So what the plan is, I'm going to put Icardi up front as our lone striker, and then I'm going to put Firmino in as centre attacking midfielder because we know he can play there. So, and then that will probably relegate Wijnaldum to the bench or maybe replace him with Henderson. But regardless, welcome to Liverpool for £50 million, Mauro Icardi. A lot of people have criticised Liverpool's left-back stocks. They've criticised Alberto Moreno. They've criticised just the general defence. So I thought let's go ahead and bring ourselves in a top-quality left-back for now and for the future. Tejas is going to sign from Porto for £25.4 million plus James Milner. So I mean, I didn't mean to do this. I just accidentally pressed A instead of rejecting. I pressed accept instead of rejecting, but I'll let you know about it anyways. Not that it means anything, but John Flanagan is off to Bolton on a 1-year loan. Alright, here we are on deadline day, and it's been a pretty decent window. We've brought in 3 big players in Manolas, Icardi, and Tejas. We've gotten rid of Flanagan, sort of, not really, but Milner, definitely, he has gone to Porto. So I'm pretty excited to see what kind of a standing we're sitting at halfway through the season, but we're in the Champions League for this first season, so technically we could complete the challenge. Somehow I don't think it's going to happen in this first season, but let's go and check out our Champions League group now. So we're in Group A for the opening Champions League campaign, and it is an extremely tough group. In my opinion, any of the 4 teams here are in with a shot of qualifying for the knockout round. It's Barcelona, Dortmund, ourselves, and Nice. And I think we're going to be really hard pushed to get to the knockout rounds. But if we do, then that will give me a lot of confidence heading into the knockout rounds. But we have to try getting in there. Let's see how we go. We'll check out the results in 3, 2, 1. We missed out by 1 point so close to getting through what I would say is probably the group of death in this season's Champions League, but it is Barcelona and Dortmund through. We might be in the Europa League now, but I'm not too worried about the Europa League. So unfortunately, we can't complete the Liverpool rebuild in Season 1. Now we just need to focus on the Premier League and hope that we can qualify for Season 2. Alright, here we are on the 1st of January, just over halfway through the season. We are in a half-decent position. We're in second place, 7 points behind Man City, who are killing it like they are in real life. But the thing that concerns me so much so far in this season is how close the table is. Okay, you look, we're in second on 39 points. You have a look who's 10 points below us. That is Bournemouth. They're in 10th position. So there's 10 points between second and 10th. So if we go on a crap run of form, there is big danger of us ending up as a mid-table side. So we need to attempt to strengthen in this January window and make sure we finish top 4 for season number 2, or get through to the Champions League for season number 2. So this might prove to be somewhat of a controversial transfer, but we've sold our club captain Jordan Henderson to Bayer Leverkusen for £37 million. Best of luck, mate. So we've brought ourselves in our 4th transfer for this first season. It is ter Stegen from Barcelona is going to be our new goalkeeper. We've got Mignolet, we've got Lloris Karius, but we've taken it up a notch and we've got an 85 rated goalkeeper. He comes from Barcelona for £40 million plus Danny Ings. Great signing. Welcome to Liverpool, Mark on the ter Stegen. I know I've pronounced your name wrong, but welcome. Alright, so I think we've added our squad. We've fixed up our squad a little bit, but the addition of ter Stegen, I believe, is going to make a huge difference. If you've seen my rebuilds in the past, you would know how much I bang on about goalkeepers being influential to a successful simulation, and having an 85 rated goalkeeper instead of an 81 rated keeper is going to make the world of difference in my opinion. So let's get through it, let's get to the end of the season, and let's see if we most importantly made it to the Champions League for season number 2. Alright, so here we are at the end of the season, fellas. After 38 games, we missed out on winning the Premier League by 1 point. We finish on 77 points, City on 78, but most importantly, we're playing Champions League football again in Season 2. The 3 teams being relegated are Newcastle, Brighton and West Brom, but it's a pretty weird looking table. I mean, Watford in the top 3, Chelsea, United having pretty crap seasons. Oh well, as long as we're in the Champions League, it can be as weird as it likes. Checking out the competitions, we lost the FA Cup final. We're doing so well, but we're just missing out on silverware. And we got eliminated in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup by Hull. Bayern Munich, they went on to win the Champions League final. And there it is, we got some silverware. We win the Europa League. No, that's not the end of the rebuild. That just fills me with a lot of hope though. We defeated Athletic Bilbao 3-2 in the final of that. So realistically, if we won one more game in the Premier League and we won the FA Cup final, we would have done the treble, wouldn't have we? Oh well, silverware, pretty confident now heading into Season 2. So that's the end of Season 1. We laid down some pretty decent foundations, set ourselves up for a successful Season 2, I hope. So let's get right into that now. Let's see how we go with Liverpool in Season 2. We're going to kick off season number 2 with a player departure here, as Danny Sturridge does leave the club. He heads to Swansea for £25.9 million. Okay, this transfer is actually mental. Kevin De Bruyne has signed for Liverpool. We have brought him into our midfield and he has signed for £105 million plus Adam Lallana. We have virtually blown our entire transfer budget on De Bruyne, but I think he's going to be worth it. So, it sounds so weird to be saying this sentence, but welcome to Liverpool Football Club, Kevin De Bruyne. Alright, so it hasn't been too busy of a window compared to last season, but I would say quality over quantity. Kevin De Bruyne, definitely the biggest player we've bought in the rebuild so far. he's into the club. Adam Lallana and Danny Sturridge out of it. This is what our starting 11 looks like. Really strong midfield and attack. Defense probably has a little bit more work to do to it. Maybe bring in a new right back and a new centre back. But we'll see how players develop across the season. Let's have another look at our new Champions League group for Season 2. So we're in Group B this year for the Champions League, and our group is definitely a lot less difficult, I should say, not a lot more difficult. I don't think we could have got much harder than last year's, but Napoli, Besiktas, and Anderlecht in our group. Hopefully we come out on top. I'm confident that we will. Napoli probably going to be our biggest rivals, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see what the FIFA gods have in store for us. Let's simulate and check out how we went in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so as I predicted, we have qualified. Thankfully, we have qualified. I'm hopeful. I'm not overconfident, but I'm hopeful now. In the group stages, we have a good crack at it, but we go undefeated. I meant to say the knockout stages, excuse me, but in the group stages, we have 4 wins, 2 draws, and a donut of losses. We go through with Napoli. Now let's switch to the tournament tree. Who are we versing? We're versing yesterday's rebuild. We're versing Villarreal, so that is definitely interesting to see. We know how good of a team they have. Let's hope we can knock them down and get through to the quarterfinal. Alright, here we are on the 1st of January, and we are sitting in 3rd position. Again, pretty close table, but it's definitely not as close as it was last year. We are on 36 points, 2 points behind Man United and 9 points behind Chelsea, so they're looking like the early season favourites or the mid-season favourites, but we need to make sure, as always, we just make that top 4, top 3 sort of spot and qualify for Champions League football. So this January window was disappointing for me. I was trying for basically the whole window to bring in a new right back, but if you look at the money we have, we've got about 19 million, so a respectable amount of money. But to get someone that was a higher rating or a little bit lower but higher potential than Klein is right now was proving to be a bit of a difficulty. I was going in for players like Sergio Roberto, like Serge Aurier, like not Kyle Walker, who am I thinking of? Carvajal. Players like that, but nothing would come off, so I think I'm going to try doing that next season. So let's get into our Champions League knockout games now against Villarreal. Alright, the first leg now away against Villarreal. Can we get off to a good start here in our Champions League knockout games? Hopefully we go further than the last 16. Before I started recording this, I said to myself, we get an away goal, get in there, Cardi. But I said to myself before, when I was planning this rebuild out in my head, I said, maybe Season 2 or 3, Season 2 at the earliest, Season 3 is probably a respectable time. We've got 2 away goals now, but if we win it this year, I won't be surprised. Do I expect us to? No, but can we go far? We can. We've got 2 away goals, make that 3 away goals, and we're 3-2 up here heading into the second leg. 2 goals conceded, not great. 3 goals scored, yeah, that's great. Alright, we are at home here. The second leg, we just need to make sure we don't get bombarded with goals because we're 3-2 up with away goals. We just can't get flogged in this one. That is what we don't want. Let's make sure we're strong defensively and we go through. ter Stegen's been pretty good for us so far, so let's hope he picks up again. De Bruyne gets a yellow card and a goal, so we're 4-2 up. That means Villarreal need to score 3 goals. They don't, we do. Coutinho just about books our spot now into the quarterfinals. Surely Villarreal aren't going to come back from this. There's 5 minutes to go, and we have knocked out Villarreal quite comfortably, 5-2 on aggregate. We keep getting matched up against teams we've just rebuilt, so we only rebuilt Monaco a little while ago, and we're going to be taking them on in the quarterfinals. So even more than Villarreal, we know how good their side is with the youth players and all that good stuff. So this again will be an interesting test to see how good we are. Let's jump into it and take on Monaco. So we have the away leg first again. Can we get 3 away goals like we did against Villarreal? That would be awesome. Interested to see what Monaco's done to their side. They score in the second minute. We know how good Baldiao is, and he just kills it for them. They've brought in Brandt, they've got Congolo, De Vrij, Savic, but we do have an away goal now through Philippe Coutinho, which is brilliant to see. This Monaco side's probably better than the one we rebuilt in the second season. Fabinho gets them back in front, which isn't exactly ideal. They get a red card though, so we might be able to pick up an away goal. Can we? No, I thought we were going to get that last second, but it was an injury. 2-1 down heading into the second leg, however. Alright, so a big effort here in the quarterfinals. We're 2-1 down. We have an away goal, so if we win this 1-0, we go through the away goals rule, but let's just see how we go. An early goal would be brilliant. Not for them. God damn it, Falcao. Is this payback for me not playing you in the rebuild? Tejas gets injured as well, and it doesn't look like a good injury either. Looks like he suffered a nasty injury. We need to score 2 goals. We get 1 back through Firmino. Falcao, go away, mate. The Colombian has just about booked Monaco a spot into the semi-finals. We're out. Quarterfinals. Monaco have destroyed us. Not what we want. Alright, so here we are at the end of season number 2. We don't win the league this year. We finish in 3rd position, 1 point ahead of Man City, and it's Manchester United topping off a pretty incredible season, it seems, with the title. But most importantly, at least we get to play Champions League next season, and I'm hopeful we can go a step or 2 further than this year. The 3 teams being relegated are 2 of the ones that just got promoted in Norwich and my favourite club, Fulham, and Crystal Palace joined them as well. Again, we lose in the FA Cup final. We lose 2-0 to Manchester United, so they're going for the treble. And Bournemouth, they did win the League Cup. It doesn't seem that we made it past or even to the round of 16. We lost the Copa Europe 2-1 to Bayern Munich, which I'm not too upset about. And I believe that's the same Champions League final from last season, except it's reversed. This time Juventus get their revenge. And AC Milan do win the Europa League 2-1 over Real Sociedad. So here's a look at our squad report at the end of season number 2. Always like to go through the squad report every season or 2, or every 2 or 3 years, just to check up on how we're going. And I think our squad's coming along quite nicely. Couple of positions that we need to work on improving next season. Maybe going for a new right back, like I wanted to in January, or maybe going for a new centre back to an upgrade from Joel Matip. We'll have to suss that out at the start of next season. I want to keep Mane, I want to keep Salah. They're actually growing really well this season, but the front line and the midfield are incredible. Let's just work on the defense, and then I think we'll be in great standings to complete the rebuild. So season 2, definitely a stepping stone, slow and steady improvement. Let's get into season 3 and see if we can go the distance. So we're going to kick off season 3 with a transfer deal I was telling you guys about last year that I was trying to do, but Dani Carvajal is now officially a Liverpool player. He moves from Real Madrid for £40 million plus the transfer, the swap of Nathaniel Klein, a 3 overall upgrade to our right back position. Welcome to Liverpool, Daniel Carvajal. So we've upgraded our defensive stocks again. Marquinhos, the latest addition to our pretty impressive backline now. The Brazilian centre-back comes from PSG for £62.5 million. He is really going to, I think now that signing has put us over the edge from being contenders to one of the favourites to win the Champions League this season. Alberto Moreno is the latest player to leave the club. The Spaniard is heading down south to St Mary's, Southampton for £13.5 million. Another transfer offer gone through here as Simon Mignolet has departed Anfield. He is off to Roma for £10.1 million. Another deadline day has come and gone. We've built up a pretty incredible squad with Liverpool right now. We've brought in Carvajal and Marquinhos. Let Moreno, Mignolet and Klein go. Let's go check out our Champions League group for the third straight season. So this season we are in Group E of the Champions League, and our group is difficult again. We've got Dortmund for the second time in the rebuild, but we also have Galatasaray and Zenit in our group, so I definitely think it's going to be between us and Borussia Dortmund on who tops the group. But let's check it all out in 3, 2, 1. Alright, perfect. We've done it again. Undefeated in our group again. And just like I anticipated, it is going to be us and Borussia Dortmund heading into the knockout rounds. And speaking of the knockout rounds, it is going to be us versus Sporting from Portugal in the last 16. If you look to the right hand side of your screen, some big name opponents in there, so I think we're pretty fortunate to get someone like Sporting. No, nothing taken away from them, but they're no Bayern Munich or Real Madrid or I was going to say Barcelona, but they're not even in there. And here we are on the 1st of January. We are not doing all that well. We are in 8th position, but again, it looks worse than it actually is, because if you take into account points, we're 3 points behind 3rd place Man City. So again, it looks like Chelsea are running away with it. They're currently on an invincible run, but again, I've said it so many times, I preach it, but Champions League finish is all that we need. We need top 4 every season. So a monster signing here. Thiago is joining the club from Bayern Munich. We have signed the Spanish midfielder for £50 million plus Emre Can, 90 rated. Surely we have one of the best midfields in world football now, with Coutinho and Thiago as central midfielders and Kevin De Bruyne central attacking midfielder. Welcome to Liverpool, Thiago. I mean, just look how good this side is. We've got such a stacked midfield, such a strong front line, quality defense, and we've got so much backup as well. Like, centre back gets injured, let's bring on Lovren or Matip. We get a striker or a midfielder injured, let's bring on Firmino, Wijnaldum, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Divock Origi. Even beyond them, we've got a lot of support, and we've got a lot of backup support. So this Liverpool side is genuinely stacked. So if I'm being honest, after signing Thiago, I said, there's no other business I want or need to do in this window, so I've just not accepted anything. I haven't been entertained to any offers. I haven't gone looking for any new players, so we've got a good squad, a really good squad. I'm hopeful of our chances this season. Let's get into our first knockout game here against Sporting. Alright, let's get into the business end of things now, fellas, as we travel away to Portugal to take on Sporting. Now, I bagged them out before, somewhat, but they do have good players. Like, if they still have Gelson Martins, he's an absolute weapon. We have to watch out for them. They got Bas Dost, they got Palinha, Jefferson, a lot of big name players in there. We just need to make sure we get away goals, though. We've got a full strength squad. Carvajal's still a little banged up for a injury, but he is back into the squad. They've got Geraldes on now. They've got Dumbia as well. Coates gets injured. They get a goal. Acuna gives them a 1-0 lead. We have not shown up here. And I think my trash talk earlier on might come back to bite us here, as we go down 1-0 in the first leg with no away goals to show for it. Okay, so the home leg here, and we're in danger of a real upset. We need an early goal to put things back into the balance, but judging by that first performance, we offered no attacking spark. We need our big name players and our big money players to step up here. We've played £100 million for some of these players, and they can't. Mohamed Salah. Okay, that is good. It is all tied up. Mohamed Salah scores. We need a second goal though, because if they score, good, we score with Coutinho, because if they score right now, they'll go through on away goals rule. A third goal, please, or just a clean sheet. Can we hold on? Okay. 2-0 win against Sporting. We go through 2-1 on aggregate. That is a crisis averted. We cannot leave it like that in the quarterfinals though. So speaking of the quarterfinals, we take on Man City, who knocked out our opponent from last year in the quarterfinals that knocked us out, Monaco. Let's hope we don't have a similar fate to what we did last year in the quarters. We want to get through to the semis. Man City are going to be very tough. We all know about how good their squad is in terms of youth. Let's take them on an all-English affair. So the first leg is away at the Etihad here. We take on Pep Guardiola's men, and one thing you'll notice is that There is no Sadio Mane. He's out for the next few weeks with an injury, so I've put Coutinho, who has gone into left winger, gets us an away goal. So I've put Coutinho in left wing, Firmino back into cam, and then freaking Jesus comes on. Coutinho, 2 away goals. This is a perfect start so far, or near perfect. We've got 2 away goals. Yes, I was about to say, can Coutinho get a hat-trick? He does just that. Coutinho gets us a hat-trick. We're 3-1 up here against Man City, and that is how the first leg ends. 3 away goals. That is massive. So the ball is definitely in our court big time here as we get into the home leg of this quarterfinal clash. Another dominant victory would be great in my opinion, but as long as we don't get eliminated here and get a huge upset, I will be happy because this Man City side is pretty damn good. Firmino scores, 18th minute, we're up 4-1. Firmino again, 2-0. I was trying to find my words. I am in shock. We are 5-1 up on aggregate. Coutinho makes it 3-0. We are going to be going through to the semi-finals in comfortable fashion. We have dominated Manchester City here. What a performance. I can't believe that. Of course, my computer goes off in the background, but what a performance. Get in there. Firmino and Coutinho have gone mental in this one. So it's another Manchester opponent here in the semi-finals as we get matched up against Jose Mourinho's Manchester United. A big clash. 3 of the 4 remaining sides are English, so English teams always seem to dominate in these rebuild simulations. Man United defeated Schalke 3-1 in the quarters. Let's see if we can put in a big performance like we did against City. Still no Mane for this semi-final. We're away at Old Trafford here, and we're looking to get ourselves off to a good start. If we bag 3 away goals like we did against City, then I will be over the moon. Let's do it. Let's look at Man United's squad. They got Lingard in there. They got Rashford, who just goes and scores a goal. Not the start we were after. They got Pogba, Lukaku. It's very similar to the side that they have at the start of the career mode. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is still there, surprisingly. Thought he would have retired by now, but we need an away goal. We're making it hard for ourselves. 15 minutes to go. Somebody step up. Somebody, okay, 84th minute. Mohamed Salah gets us a crucial away goal. And it's 1-1 heading into the second leg. Also, fellas, just a bit of transfer negotiation business here. Spartak Moscow have paid the release clause for Ben Woodburn, 2.75 million, so he's off to Russia next season if we get that far. I mean, if we win it, the rebuild this season, then that won't mean anything, but if we go to his 4th season, we won't have Ben Woodburn with us. Okay, it is make or break here. The biggest match of the rebuild so far. We are 1 game away from a potential Champions League final. We win here, we go through. We draw, if it's 0-0, we go through. 1-1, then we go to extra time. 2-2, and Man United will go through. We just need to be strong defensively. No away goals. I hope I did not just jinx us. If it stays like this, I will be more than happy. No more goals, no more action. Be boring. Park the bloody bus. 20 minutes to go. 15 to go. Please hold on. Please hold on. I don't want to go to a 4th season. Yes, we're through to a Champions League final. We have the opportunity to end it in season 3. 0-0. We progress on away goals rule. So the Champions League final is going to be an all-English affair. It is Liverpool versus Chelsea. We've stolen a few of Chelsea's players, or at least we've been in the talks for a lot of Chelsea players throughout this rebuild. We've versed them in previous finals. Can we take them down and win it? Let's find out. But before we do that, let's look around at the other competitions. A surprise result in the Europa League final as Real Sociedad take down Barcelona in the Europa League final. Looking at the Premier League title, the Premier League table, we will be playing Champions League football in season number 4 if we do not take down Chelsea today. Now, you can tell Chelsea are a good side because they won the league. They lost 4 games all year, so we have a really tough challenge ahead of us if we want to take them down. The 3 teams being relegated are Huddersfield, Sheffield Wednesday and West Bromwich Albion. Taking a look at the FA Cup, we didn't make it to the last 16, I believe. Yeah, we didn't. Southampton went on to win the FA Cup though. And the same situation with the Carabao Cup. Spurs win that, but we don't make the last 16, which is odd. It's definitely disappointing. So here is a look at what will hopefully be our final squad report for this rebuild. Again, built ourselves a pretty good squad. A lot of depth in virtually every position, which is something that I really enjoy making sure we have with these rebuilds. Definitely the best rebuilds we've had are the ones where we've had a good start, a great starting 11, but our second starting 11 could even give it a good run for its money, or at least hold its own against a lot of these big teams. So I think we've done a relatively good job at doing that in this rebuild. Bought some world-class players, and if I'm correct, I don't think we did any pre-contract signings in today's rebuild, which is definitely a feat in its own. So I'm happy with the squad we've built. Let's get into it. Let's get into the Champions League final and see if the Anfield faithful are delivered with another Champions League title.
Chasing the speed of sound, got me mesmerized. This light in your eyes has got me hypnotized. Motionless, lost in your direction. Crowded room with you in my perspective. Me and you, a composition waiting to be. We're all in tune, get lost in the fantasy.
We have built ourselves one of the best teams in rebuild history. Can we top it off with a Champions League title? Let's find out. Alright, early corner here for Chelsea. Hazard putting this one into the area. They get it, get rid of it. It's blocked. That was almost disastrous. They're on the attack. Morata. It's been a lot of possession in Chelsea's favour to start this one off. They go into the box. Sanson's through there. I didn't mean to dive with Coutinho. They're going to go back post. Hazard, this is terrible defense, but it's an even worse finish there from the Belgian. What a terrible miss there. Oh my. That is a big opportunity blown, and we need to count our lucky stars there that we didn't concede. Here we go, Mane. Going to Mauro Icardi. He's going to play it through to Mane. Oh, lovely move there to get past him. We're going to square it. Coutinho save from Courtois. Oh, we poorly timed that one. I tried to just run with Mane to stop the challenge, but they're running through here. Roberto shoots, easily saved from ter Stegen. Here we go, we're passing it around nicely here. Trying to get ourselves an opening. Coutinho going to De Bruyne. Backheels it to Icardi. Had a bit of a quiet start to this one, but now it's Coutinho trying to get his way through. Coutinho, precision dribbling. De Bruyne, bottom corner. I told you our midfield was overpowered. Kevin De Bruyne gives us the lead against his former side in the Champions League final. Our midfield play, Coutinho and De Bruyne, we knew heading into it that they would be a deadly combo, but they've proved it. Just holding it up between one another. That was beautiful hold-up play there from Coutinho. Great run from De Bruyne to get past Bakayoko, and a great finish there from the Belgian to slot it past his Belgian teammate in Courtois. Sanson running through here up against Roberto. Let's not concede an equaliser before half-time. It falls down for them. We need to block them. Felipe Anderson. Almost an extraordinary finish. Alright, it's a free kick here for Chelsea. They're in need of a goal, in need of an equaliser. They put that one in the middle there. Nicely done from Mane. Now we've got options. Thiago's going to play that one out to Salah there. Can he get past Azpilicueta? He does. It's a half-decent touch. Azpilicueta trying to catch up. We're going to feed it in the middle there to De Bruyne. Lays it off. Oh, no. If that was a better pass, that probably would have been 2-0 or given us a great opportunity to do so. Carvajal holding it up nicely. Going there. We're going to flick it back. Coutinho hitting it first time. Deflection. Oh. Roberto running down the line. He's played a beautiful ball there to Felipe Anderson. We know how good Felipe Anderson is from the Man United career mode, but we've been lucky there dispossessing him. Now we're on the counter. Salah looking for an option. Going past Bakayoko. Oh, what a ball to Mario Icardi. Shoots, but it's straight at the keeper. They're on the attack here, Chelsea. Azpilicueta going to Hazard. We're in trouble here. We can't let Hazard play a killer ball through. We're trying to cover him with Marquinhos, but Hazard goes through, plays a nice ball there to Roberto. Think he would have been better off trying to square that one and getting a tap in. I want to see this. Was there... Yeah, look at the... If he would have held onto it for half a second longer, gone back post, he had Morgan Sanson running in. So, crisis averted for us. Double substitution here, bringing on Joel Matip for Kostas Manolas to get some fresh legs in the defense. And Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain comes on for Mohamed Salah, who has had a pretty decent game. Some risky passing movement here. We're just looking to hold on to it though and get ourselves through. Here we go, nice ball through to Sadio Mane. Bring it back. Alright, let's put in a good cross. Tellez goes through there. David Luiz heads it away. Shit, they might be on the counter-attack now. We need to drop back with Thiago. Marquinhos there covers it. Alright, I see you out wide, Mane. That's a beautiful ball. Can he get there? Keep it in, Mane. I'm just going to press X. He's crossed it in beautifully. Icardi! If he scored that, that would have been a miraculous header. Great cross, Mane. Great header from Icardi. That is world class. But an even better save there from Courtois. Alright, we're going to go short here. There's 2 minutes of normal time left. We just need to retain possession. Try walking it in for a nice goal. We're going to go here to Coutinho. Goes back. I see you out wide. Oxlade-Chamberlain. No, what a challenge. That could have been it, fellas. We're into stoppage time now. Let's retain possession and the title is ours. We go to the Ox. We're just looking to hold on to the ball. Thiago loses it. That is not good vibes. Come on, don't let them get it upfield. Come on, let's intercept this one. Tellez, all you, heavy touch. Let's just kick it up there with Marquinhos. Beautiful ball to find De Bruyne. Call full-time referee. They're going to get one more. No, they're not. They're not going to get another opportunity. We win the rebuild. Liverpool, 1-0 victory over Chelsea in what was a pretty even game, to be fair. We got the breakthrough goal. A lovely bit of passing play between De Bruyne and Coutinho proves to be the difference. And Liverpool are once again European champions. Fellas, if you enjoyed today's rebuild, as always, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Make sure you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. But most importantly, I hope you have a fantastic day. Enjoy the title celebrations. It has been JarradHD here. I'm out. Peace.
My choice can determine my decision. Look what I'm rocking, they looking, they talking. Flow is like butter, I cook with it often. No satisfaction, I'm needing it more. All of this action, I'm keeping it raw. I came to work, they came to party, though all by myself. Calling McCartney, flow, open your mind. Look at my moves, what do you see when you look at my shoes? They don't see all of the walking it took to blossom from being a pawn to a rook and beyond. All black and I'm calm, king born from here. See when you look at me now, everyone looking, they looking around. Ever since I put a foot on the ground, been in the kitchen, I'm cooking it down. What do you see when you look at me now? Everyone looking, they looking around. Ever since I put a foot on the ground, been in the kitchen, I'm cooking it down. One track mind, wanna roll with the squad, get fly. Wings up on an all black eye. When it's done, meditate all night. Shorty got a one track mind. Wanna go just a couple more times. Want smoke just a couple more times. Want blow just a couple more lines.